I started training when I was 7. So my first fight was at 11 years old. I did a demo fight. At that point, I had my first fight. I was a big kid. I definitely didn't lose, but you know with demos are, there's no actual winner unless you win by knockout. That's what I got told, so I chased it, obviously. Yeah, it was an interesting experience to say the least. I definitely can say we've grown a lot since then.
My name is Ram. Yes, I'm from Triumph Muay Thai, located in Scarborough, and I've been training for 13 years under Kuya Justin. We met through the community. We were both on the come up in Muay Thai, and our gyms were quite close with each other at that time, and so we just got to know each other and train with each other, and then eventually brotherhood just formed, and it's just been like that ever since.
I've been coaching and managing professional boxers for almost 20 years. He was training to go to Thailand with Gerald, and Gerald called me, and one day I was coming in, he goes, I want you to meet somebody. And then Michael said, hi, Michael, this is Rob. And then he goes, we're training, but we want to transition to boxing. And I told him, when you're ready, let me know. And a year, maybe a year and a half went by. And then I finally got the call saying he's ready. I go, are you kidding me? I forgot about the guy. And I said, okay. So we sat, we met, we talked. And like I said, he checked the boxes that I was looking for, that we're gonna need. I mean, listen, everybody wants to fight. But if you can't sell a ticket because you don't have any friends, how's the promoter gonna make any money on you? How's he, I mean, this is the business aspect of it too, right? Okay, maybe you can't sell a ticket, but can you have a good social media platform where you have a lot of followers? Do you have talent? Yes, but how much talent do you have? Because you're asking a promoter to set other fighters who have talent, who have ticket sales, who have a good platform, a good media base. You're pulling those guys out for this one individual. Do you know what I mean? It's not a competition, but it's business. So Michael hits all the boxes. Like I said, he's got businesses, he runs Muay Thai gyms, understands the professionalism of boxing, understands the manager part of boxing, the promoting part of boxing, understands it's important to have a good social media presence, understands that he has a very, very strong fan base, and touches the fan base where he's delivering ticket tables for 4-round fights that are just, I mean, I think the promoter will be happy. And then he comes there and he trains like an animal, and he's hardcore, and he can fight, and he has talent. So he has all the elements, he's touched all the boxes. And since he can do that, we agreed to do this.
What can fight fans expect on fight night? That's a great question. A lot. This fight camp has had its troubles as well as long as its good stuff. The camp was a lot harder than the fight will be, in my opinion. I'm not taking any credit away from my opponent. He's a very talented athlete, but I'm very meticulous with how I study my opponents. There's a reason why I have a significant amount more of wins than I do losses, because I'm very articulate with how I correct my camps, how I go about my training, and how I visualize seeing things. I'm very much a big visual person when it comes to fighting. Not just so much like training only, but everything that I process in my mind. So this camp has given me a little tools to deal with any difficulties along the way. 7 years ago, before I left Toronto to go pursue my dream in Thailand, I said goodbye to my original team. I left my original head coach, which everybody in the community knows caused a lot of problems, because I had to chase a dream by myself. So I've navigated my whole pro career alone based on the idea of what I was told to do from that person. And it's bittersweet, because at some point, like, I love my coaches, I love my new team. They're the best people I've ever trained with in terms of everything they can do for me too. And we're solid. Like, my team here, like, they're family. So I'm in great hands, everything. And it's not that I regret or look back differently. I think it's more of adjusting to the way of differences of a lot of stuff. And they've done a phenomenal job. My coaches are two of the best, I would say, in the business. I'd take them with me to go to war with any guy I'd fight in front of. So I'm lucky in that sense, right? I think a lot of it more has to do with relationships too, right? And I know that my old coach will be there. He already told me in a conversation we recently had. And we haven't talked really in 5 years almost since then, right? Because of all the problems that took place. So with that little bit of pressure, you know, obviously you want to make them proud. You don't want to, you know, let them down. But I feel like it's also closure for me. So it's finally coming to that point where you can say, I did it, right? And that's a big thing for a lot of people to be able to take off their shoulders. So I feel like there's those pressures on me to have to succeed, but at the same time, I don't fold under pressure.
Michael has very sharp hands, fast, and can bang. So he's improving as we go along. He's never content just to sit and do nothing. He wants to constantly improve himself, constantly move because he knows the importance of this fight, and he wants nothing to go wrong with this fight. So he focuses on how to make it perfect. It's no different than you study for a test. If you study for a test, you're gonna pass.
And I've said it, and this guy, you know, my opponent, he posted a video about a week ago, and he got a small interview himself, and he was telling them, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna beat Spartan, and then I'm gonna retire. Everybody has said they can beat me. Everybody said they can run through me. Everybody said I was a stepping stone. Everybody said I wasn't gonna be where I am today. Every single person that has said that has been incorrect, has chewed their words up, and had to re-spit them back out. So on April 13th, he's gonna have a very, very hard night, because I'm not going down without a fight, that's one. And two, I don't like to lose, I only come to win. So April 13th, we're gonna see. We'll see who's gonna stand in the middle and fall, because that's not gonna be me. I never let that happen, so I'll die before I give that up. So we'll see. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good night.
Represents Toronto, Ontario. Here is the former Muay Thai champion of the world, Michael "Spartan" Fitzpatrick. Come on! Where judges Alan Davis, Jeremy Hayes, and Dane Dunbar see it an identical 40-35 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision on his debut, Michael "Spartan" Fitzpatrick. Take us through that 4 rounds. First, in the bank in your professional boxing career, what'd you make of the opponent and your performance?
So I studied him pretty closely with my team. We did a lot of camp work, bringing in guys to simulate his style, and he was tricky. He likes to switch back and forth. So I don't know if a lot of people were watching, but they saw me step out enough times when he kept switching up. So hats off to my team, because they did their job and made sure I was successful and came out and did what I needed to do. Most importantly, I want to thank my family, my friends, my students that are all in front of me to this side over here.
Michael, enjoy this win, and we'll see you again, absolutely.
Yeah, you guys will be seeing me soon, probably later this year. That's a little bit of fun. So November is probably when I'll be back. Got a couple of things I need to take care of first beforehand, before I get back in the ring. And I want to thank again the best promoter in Canada for boxing, Tyler Buxton. Let's give him a round of applause, guys. So a lot of people really don't know, but I promote Muay Thai as well, so I know how much work has been put in for an event like this. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the best events that I've been privileged to compete on. So thank you again, United and Tyler, for having me. And again, thank you all for coming tonight to support and watch fighters. This is how we get to do what we do. So thank you all for giving your time out to come watch me do what I do. And to my little boy that's sitting over there, Dada's coming home.
Congratulations, Michael. Don't enjoy this one.
It was nice, and I had my son in the crowd too, who's never get to see me fight before. I missed a lot of his early childhood too, so finally getting to come home and fight in front of him and, you know, get that feeling was really good for me, especially since it's my pro boxing debut, which, by the way, loved every minute of it. A lot of fun. Different, so I don't have to worry about getting kicked in the head or knee or elbow, that's for sure. Different, but it was a good experience. But mostly for me, this big one was really about my child. I missed a lot of his early life. As I said, he's only like 2 years old. So I've been traveling back and forth to Asia to fight so I can stay active. And my coach finally pulled the trigger and was like, why don't we switch to boxing, give it a try, see how you like it. And I think I actually fell in love with it more than Muay Thai. So,
speaking of Muay Thai, obviously, what part of that do you feel like could be translated here, and if at all?
So Muay Thai transition to boxing is not really applicable because they're 2 different stances and everything. But I think that Muay Thai builds really strong ability in taking damage and being able to inflict damage too, right? I know that if you guys watched the fight, maybe on that side of it, I was able to take a lot of his shots and counter off of it. And I think with Muay Thai, a lot of it is about taking and give and being a strategic fighter. So I studied my opponent actually rather a lot for this fight. Obviously, my first boxing debut, we studied patterns and everything, which in the fight I was able to sway around and get underneath, make him miss a lot and then counter. But even with the shots I did take, Muay Thai gave me that strength. I've been through some crazy fights in Muay Thai. I've had my eyes split open where I had 52 stitches in my face. I had my arms stopped in half in my body kick. So I've been through the ringer, let's say, for Muay Thai. So getting that transition to boxing helped a lot in terms of being mentally strong and physically to be able to take damage in a fight.
Awesome. Well, you talked about stances there, and then in your post-ring interview, you talked about how your opponent Miller was switching stances a lot today. How did that sort of impact your game plan, especially since he was fighting southpaw a lot?
So it's actually funny because in Muay Thai I fight in both, so I can fight southpaw and orthodox. So I didn't find it really something uncomfortable. I mean, we did work it in camp quite a bit. My coaches switched stances while holding pads as well to make me see a different look. My coach Rob is very
big on strategy. My other coach G is very big on my technical ability to understand and see a pattern and break it down so that I know how to frustrate my opponent to get where I needed to go. Hence, the first knockdown I got on Miller. I was able to catch him as he switched back to orthodox from southpaw, and that's when my left uppercut to the left hook caught him.
Awesome, that's great. Well, obviously this is your debut, so a lot of people won't really be familiar with you.
Yep.
What's some, maybe something that you want people to know about yourself, and where do you see yourself going from here?
So something I want them all to know about me. I'm a hard worker, I'm a hustler. I own a couple of gyms, Spartan Striking Academy and Markham in Richmond Hill. Family man, love what I do. And what's coming next? We'll see. I'm not too certain yet. I know that my next time I'll be in the ring should be November. That's what United and I are talking about right now and discussing. I know they're very happy with my performance and what I've just pulled off. So obviously I bring a big crowd. So we'll see what comes next. I'm going to Thailand in July with one of my students going pro. So who knows? I might just go back to Muay Thai to stay active until November comes. Get a couple fights in Thailand and just keep the ring rust off. And that's probably the most important because I can do boxing fights in Thailand too. Still have opportunity for that. So we'll see.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you very much. Congrats again.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Look forward to
Appreciate
seeing them more in the future.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you.